you're giving the prospect an opportunity to say no. A lot of us ask the wrong questions, and there's a good chance you may have talked your way out of a client by asking the wrong questions. You just showed a house and your clients absolutely loved it. When you ask them if we should write it up to make an offer, we receive the dreaded response we all fear. Have you ever met a prospect to show them a house? After the showing, they expressed interest but never returned your call? Or maybe you hosted an open house and you really hit it off with a prospect and you exchanged information, but when you reached out for them several times, you found their voicemail and they never returned your call. I get it. It happens to all of us. And there's a good chance you may have talked your way out of a client by asking the wrong questions. Consumers generally make decisions and move forward with the realtor that they trust. And the way we earn their trust is by asking questions, which then helps us build rapport. So asking questions is one of the most powerful things you can do as a realtor. But here's the thing, a lot of us ask the wrong questions, which kills the flow and ultimately costs you a client and the deal. So in this video, I'm going to show you the top 4 stupid questions that are probably costing you clients and money. Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Kato, and in this video, I'm gonna shed some light on how my top 4 stupid questions that are probably costing you clients and money. And by the end of this video, you're not only gonna know which questions to avoid, but I'm also gonna give you alternative ideas so that you can ask the right questions and help more clients. If you're excited to hear what my top 4 stupid questions are, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm gonna drop new videos every week. And go ahead and leave your #1 sales challenge because I do read the comments and it helps me with new ideas to shoot content for you. So let's dive into it. The first stupid question is, now a good time to chat? Now, this typically happens when you're cold calling. One of the first things you say is, now a good time to chat. The problem with starting off your call with, is now a good time to chat, you're giving the prospect an opportunity to say no. Even though they picked up the phone, doesn't necessarily mean that they want to talk to you. If they say no, then really, where do you go from here? You're fighting an uphill battle and you're not going to be able to build rapport and trust to even get to the reason for the call. So instead, what you want to do, especially if you're cold calling, is instead of saying, hey, is now a good time to chat, go straight in the reason for the call. Hi, John. I noticed your home recently came off the market, and I was just wondering if you're still entertaining offers. Or, hey John, you recently registered on my real estate website, and I was just wondering if you found the home you were looking for. And then you can start your series of questions. But if you give the prospect an opportunity to say no, especially at the beginning of the call, then you might just kill the opportunity right there. But if you go straight into your purpose of the call, you have a higher opportunity to get in rapport and ask another question. Moving on to stupid question number 2. Are you the decision maker? Now, during any time of the sales process, you want to know who the decision maker is, because if you don't know, then you can't actually close the deal. But the thing is, you want to make it in a way that's very subtle. It doesn't put the prospect on the defense as they sense you are going for the close. They're more likely going to lie to you. For example, if you ask someone directly, are you the decision maker? Most people are just going to say yes, even if they're not the decision maker. Why? Because a person with less authority always wants to pretend like they're in power. So they'll say, yeah, I can make the decisions, when in fact they have to get an approval or consult someone like their spouse, maybe their parents, or whoever the case may be. Now, even if the person is actually the decision maker, he may just say no because it's a negotiation tactic. So that way they can use that to their advantage to avoid having to do something. So instead of asking someone directly, are you the decision maker? And that's kind of off-putting anyways, and it's a little bit direct. Instead, what you can say is, hey, is there anyone else we need to involve? Until you build enough rapport and ask enough questions to build trust, you need to ask permission-based questions. You need to ask permission to see if they are willing or wanting to do something. In other words, this is a trial close. Whatever the case is, you're not directly saying, hey, are you the person that is going to make the decision? Because it can come off too direct and it may feel like interrogate. So instead, you want to warm it up and come off with a more collaborative voice and say, hey, listen, is there anyone else we need to involve before making a decision? And the person is a lot more likely to answer you truthfully and show you exactly how or who the decision-making process works for them. Now, let's move on to stupid question number 3. Do you need to think it over? You usually ask this question when you're nervous or unsure what to say after we ask for the sale. And here's the thing, most of the time, the prospects will tell you when they need more time to think about it. You don't want to prompt them into this phase because, as we all know, time kills deals. So the more time that passes, the more likely someone will pass on the opportunity or lose out on the opportunity to someone else. You want them to understand exactly what they need to know before making a decision. And of course, we want to provide whatever it is they need to make a decision. But when you volunteer them to think about it, you're almost insinuating that they're supposed to think about it rather than make a decision right there and now. It's usually a nervous trigger immediately after we say something that is difficult for us to do. As an example, I see you like the house. Should we put in an offer or no? Don't answer for them. Ask for the sale and allow the silence to sink in. You will be amazed on their response. So an alternative question you can ask is there a timeline you have when you would like to make a decision? So instead of just asking, hey, do you need more time to think about it? I'm asking for a specific timeline. They might say a few hours. They might say, let me sleep on it, or I'll get back to you tomorrow. They might say, hey, I can make a decision by the end of the day tomorrow. Now, if they say something like, hey, I need a few more days to think about it, what you want to do is shorten the timeline because you know there are offers on the home that they're interested in, and the listing agent said they are going to make a decision by tomorrow night. So you may want to say something like, I understand where you're coming from. Just curious, what needs to happen over the next few days before you actually make a decision? I want to make sure you have all of the information you need to not delay anything. So basically, if someone tries to give you a long timeline, you want to figure out why they're giving you that timeline and ask them what you can provide to help them make a decision sooner. Let's move into stupid question number 4. Can I send you an email with more information? Or what I often see agents say, can I send listings to your email? Typically, when this happens during a call, it's usually when the prospect is not really interested in your services at this time, and you're really not sure where to go from here or how to handle the objection. So they'll just say, hey, would it be okay if I just sent you more information about me and our services? And when you're ready, you can give me a call. We both know they will never respond to your email or remember who you are when the time does come. So instead of just saying, hey, I'll send you more information, instead, you want to say something like, okay, I can send you more information, but what kind of information specifically are you looking for? By understanding what's important to them, you can give them value on what they're looking for. The goal is to meet them where they're at. So instead of sending them more propaganda about us or what we think they need and delaying the process, instead say, hey, listen, I want to be sure I get you all of the information that's important to you and answer all of your questions. So I'm curious, what do you need from me before you get the process started? Or what do you need from me to make the best decision? Perhaps I can answer your questions over the phone versus sending emails back and forth. Would that be helpful? They're going to say, okay, sure. And then they're going to tell you exactly what information they need. And you're going to go figure out right there on the call whether or not they are qualified prospect. So there you have it. Those are going to be the 4 most common stupid sales questions that may be costing you clients and money. Make sure you avoid these questions at all costs. And if you already have the habit of asking these questions, go ahead and replace them with the alternatives that we provided in this video. And if you made it to the end, make sure you give this video a like, because every like does help this video reach new audience. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, because I'm releasing a new video every week. And in the comments, let me know what your #1 sales challenge is, because I'm going to be making videos based on the comments. And if this video resonated with you, I encourage you to watch this next video, 5 most powerful sales questions to ask sounding salesy. With that said, that's it for this video, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Mindset first, market share will follow.